Hey guys, it's your girl Corporate Carolyn, and I'm supposed to be getting my sneakers on to go for a walk with my husband, even though I've been awake since about 6:30 and made myself stay in the bed past 7. I've already worked out on my exercise bike to get my 45 minutes of working out for the weekends, and I would have been on the treadmill, but of course my treadmill is a part of a recall, and I have to get this USB drive to allow them to do some sort of software update, because it just had the nerve to stop in midstream of me walking, and it did it twice. And a person who wasn't as quick to grab onto the rails probably would have fallen down. Praise the Lord, I didn't fall down, but my natural mind and my wisdom tells me that I don't need to use that until we get it fixed. But my husband, who is trying to rehabilitate his knee, Lord help us, as you work out during your 50s, he's in the backyard stretching or whatever. So I'm supposed to be letting him know once I have my shoes on and are ready. But of course, yet again, I came up with another idea for a video. And this is a part 3 to what I eat to, I guess, be fitter at 58 than I was at 18. Some people had some questions about what do I snack on? What does that look like? Because I think I mentioned that I don't eat snacks during the week. And so part of that, I think I may have mentioned that I do intermittent fasting, where my first meal isn't until after 12. I don't eat after 8. Usually, especially during the week, I don't eat after 8 if I can help it, to give my body time to burn some of the extra calories and things. And to allow for that, first, I wanted to mention that when I'm sitting in the kitchen doing my devotion and getting started on work during the week, because that's why I'm Corporate Carolyn, because I'm sitting here normally working, Monday through Friday, and so sometimes on Saturday. But anyway, so while I'm sitting here after I've had my black coffee for the antioxidants and the polyphenols that are in it that make it healthy, I also love a good cup of what I call co-coffee, and all that is because my son went to the University of New Hampshire, and we kept having to drive through New England. Those people love Dunkin', and I used to be like, what is the big deal about Dunkin'? After many years of going through and stopping at Dunkin', I get the big deal for Dunkin'. So now, whenever my grocery store has a sale, I wind up buying, bags and bags of these that line my pantry. And so I just pour these two in order to get a half calf or half decaf and half regular version of coffee, because my husband used to have issues with caffeine. We'd get a headache if he got if he had Starbucks too much, and so caffeine has no effect on me, so I don't really need caffeine to wake up. Water actually wakes me up, and I'm a morning person, so I don't need that, but I like the taste of coffee, so I'm like, why waste the caffeine if it has no purpose? So I do have calf. I pour these 2 bags into a Maxwell House blue container that they have, the big ones at the grocery store, and so I just fill it up with that, right? And so I make this in our regular coffee pot, and then once I have the coffee made, I use Swiss Miss, Simply Cocoa. I downgrade it to these because you save, I think 40 calories a pack. So I get one of these, and I get one of these regular Swiss Miss dark chocolates, because I read that dark chocolate actually has maybe nitric oxide, which helps to relax your blood vessels, which I believe could help you to have better blood pressure. And so at 58, I can't play around with that. So I tear one of these packets off, and then I do one of these, and I put it into the cup, and I fill it about 3/4 of the way with coffee. And then I just sit and sip that while I'm doing my devotion, while I'm listening to meetings at work. And so what that does is, not only do I get my coffee and the, hopefully the nitric oxide or whatever, but it gives me something kind of sweet that allows me to make it until 12 o'clock until my first meal. So I know some people, maybe drink coffee with cream and, maybe honey or different things they add to their coffee to help them get over the hump. But that's what I use to get over the hump. And whether I travel with those packs, and I travel with, a Yeti type cup where I can like either go to the Dunkin', or even at my son's house, I have the Keurig containers, like regular and decaf, because they have a Keurig machine there. So that's what I do to help me with my intermittent fasting. And then secondly, someone asked me, what does my snacking look like? Today is one of the cheat days. So I have a container. We had a problem at one time with some raccoons that were trying to get into our house. So during the winter, my husband suggested that we switch to containers. And so I kept with that theme, even though now we don't have a raccoon problem. Seriously, that's a thing. I saw the animal police outside where they had captured a raccoon that was like trying to get into trash, doing all sorts of things. But anyway, that's led me as an only child to have my own box of snacks. One, I have, the nuts that I have a handful of that I might have mentioned. This is the main one that, it's not for sharing. If my husband needs a few, I'll give him a few. But Brazil nuts, I think, help boost your immune system, as well as giving you better iodine levels for your thyroid health. And so this is my stash of nuts, where I have all the different types of nuts, the 5 types here, so I can just pick them out, get a handful at 4 o'clock like I had mentioned to you guys. But now for the piece de resistance, this is what my snack container has. Someone asked, what does it look like? It looks like 0 bars that I can get at Walmart. The large size, not just the regular one. I used to eat these as a kid. It has this nougat that I just love, lying in the bed on a Saturday, watching some of my shows, and just enjoying it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I might even eat a second one. It's gotten to the point that the Walmart app actually recommends, it's like, don't forget some of your popular items. It actually recommends. And today they had the nerve to show me that it was on sale for $1.72. So I added some of those to the order that I'm gonna pick up. I was in Ross the other day. These were at the checkout and I just grabbed them. I love turtles. I like Little Debbie's. I could eat some of these. I also like the little Swiss Miss rolls that they might have. Every once in a while I get those. It could look like this. I could eat this mega bag if I wanted to. I shouldn't, and I hope I don't, but I could on the weekend. I still wait until after 12 to eat. But after we've had, like that cereal I told you guys about, that would be my first meal. My second meal on Saturday now has been that Longhorn meal that you guys saw on the thumbnails for 1 and 2 with the salad and the chicken, the spicy chicken bites. And then also, like on the weekends, I might do this caramel dip that I stopped doing during the week with a Granny Smith apple to try to make it a little bit better. During the week, it's just a Granny Smith apple, but on the weekend, I could do like about 2 of these little containers if I was being really bad. So that's what I get to just chill. Or I could even go to the DoubleTree Hotel. There's one not that far from us, and I can order their overpriced chocolate chip cookies that have walnuts and whatnot in them. They're so overpriced, but they're delicious. When I travel, I usually take those with me. So those are some of the things that you might see here. Or even fudge covered graham crackers by Keebler's might be a thing. But what used to be a thing where I've really helped myself during the week, well, first off, I should say when I travel, I buy big packs of double bubble gum if I have to drive like longer than 3 or 4 hours by myself. And so I would just chew those like all the way up like to New Hampshire and get there, and then immediately go to a restaurant and drink a boatload of water. And then, but on my trip back, I would eat or chew another thing. And see, like in a short-term period, that doesn't really matter. But this had really gotten to be a thing where I would have little bags and I would have them in my purse. So if I took a trip like for 40 minutes or something, I would find myself getting a handful of those. Think about it. 5 is 100 calories. if you do that on a regular basis, you're going to run into trouble. I did start running into trouble. And so I decided to stop, just arbitrarily chewing gum. So I just drink my water, and I don't chew gum unless I'm on a trip. And so that saves so many calories, especially in menopause. You got to find ways to trim the fat, literally, and so not chewing gum unless I have a purpose has really helped. And I think I may have covered everything regarding how I eat. If I didn't, feel free to ask questions and I will try to ask or answer them. But in the meantime, my husband is going to get me because we're supposed to be walking while my milk is in the freezer because it's almost time for me to eat my cereal. And in case you're wondering, do I walk like this? We're not going to walk really far, but this is not out. I'm going to pull this back and put on my visor that I usually walk in. So I think that's all for now. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.